Hello everyone, good evening and welcome to Business with me, Sandra Esinam Apeno. As part of initiative to diversify the export sector, government will be outdooring a new policy initiative to make raw material exports more competitive. This is to ensure that the country's over-independence on primary products like cocoa and timber is reduced. Minister of Trade and Industry, Alan Kyerematen, announced this at the opening of the Afrotropic Cocoa Processing Company on the Spintex Road in Accra as part of the industry's agenda under the One District, One Factory program.
Ghana has exported raw cocoa beans to the international market over the years, despite paying lip service by successive governments to add value to the commodity. The plan to diversify the nation's export base is to help improve revenue mobilization in other sectors of the economy. Minister of Trade and Industry, Alan Kyerematen, disclosed that as part of the industrialization program, government will soon come up with an initiative to improve the country's competitiveness. He was speaking on behalf of President Akufo-Addo at the opening of Italian Afrotropic Cocoa Processing Company Limited. The minister assured the company of government support to increase its capacity by the end of this year.
To diversify our economy, and that is why we are introducing new sectors that will help us expand our economy. I'm sure you are all aware of the fact that recently we've attracted some major global players in the automobile sector. We are also developing our aluminium and bauxite industry. Very soon you'll hear about our iron and steel industry initiative. We are championing the development of the garment and textile sector and so many other sectors.
The firm, registered under the Free Zones program, will process raw cocoa for exports in the European market. The minister was confident that the country will leverage the many trade agreements with the European and American countries to increase its presence in the world. He disclosed that the Continental Free Trade Agreement will be implemented by the middle of the year.
We also have a duty-free, quota-free access to the European market, and I believe that this would also enhance the viability of your project. But the icing on the cake is the fact that very soon, hopefully by the middle of this year, Africa will become one single market, the Continental Free Trade of Africa. Through the Continental Free Trade Area that is soon to be established, that the NAFTA products will be all over Africa.
The Nutcal Group has invested over $30 million into the company with a current capacity of 15,000 tons per year.
Let's do more business now. The Minister for Business Development, Mohammed Awal, says governments will be supporting young entrepreneurs with $100 million actually, as an upward departure from last year's figure of $10 million. This, according to the minister, is in line with government's resolve to address the teeming unemployment rate by creating more entrepreneurs. Mohammed Awal was speaking at the launch of the Maiden Tertiary Business Science competition organized by Graphic Business in collaboration with the Ministry of Business Development.
The maiden edition of the Tertiary Business Science competition will have 16 tertiary institutions vie for the top spot as brains behind the best business idea. At the official launch, Minister for Business Development Mohammed Awal noted it's in line with government's objective to encourage more entrepreneurs. He said government is committing $100 million to support entrepreneurs.
So this initiative by Graphic would go along with support government's effort at inculcating entrepreneurship among young people. It's good for them to know that once you have a business and business plan, there's a project for government to support to set up your business. This year, we're going to support 3,000 young people who come out with business ideas with funding. Last year, we supported 1,350 and want to scale it up to 3,000. Give them anything support between 10,000 and 100,000 Ghana cedis at 10% interest, and then they'll pay over 2 years. This meant to support startups and small business so that they can grow and expand and employ people. The President, President Akufo-Addo, seeded us with $10 million. We're looking at $10 million to $100 million to support startups and small businesses over the next 4 years. That's $10 million to $100 million.
Michael Soa is the head of marketing and commercial for Graphic Business. He sheds more light on the competition.
I mean, from the minister's presentation, if 2% of our people have the mindset of being entrepreneurs, then we have over 98% of our people who are not thinking business, basically. So we want to make thinking business as part of our lifestyle as a people. We want students to know that there is a lot of opportunity out there if you're studying business. We want practitioners to know that whatever we study, we can apply it and it will contribute to our productivity, our profitability. It will help all of us to grow sustainable businesses, which is also very important.
The theme for the maiden competition is Developing Business Minds, the hot seat. For Joy Business, Sheila Tamaklo.
The Ministry of Works and Housing has filed a case at the Attorney General's Department for the Seglemi Housing Projects contract to be investigated. According to Deputy Minister for Works and Housing, Frida Prempeh, this has become necessary due to failure of contractors to complete the project despite receiving about 96% in payment.
The Seglemi Affordable Housing Project is a 300-acre housing facility located at Chopoli in the Ningo Prampram districts of the Greater Accra region. However, more than 2 years after the inauguration of the first phase of the $200 million project, the facility is yet to be allocated. The Deputy Minister for Works and Housing, Frida Prempeh, said the facility lies uninhabited due to the unclear nature of the contract, which is currently under investigation.
Initially, the contractors were contracted to put up 5,000 houses at $200 million. Then they did the third amendment, reduced it from 1,214 to 1,024. Even out of the 1,024, according to them, they've been able to finish it around 466 or 566 thereabouts, not even up to 1,000. But the rest are at certain levels of completion. But those completed are even not habitable. So as I speak with you now, we've had to put our documents together. We've handed the case over to the Attorney General's Department to do further investigation.
However, the Deputy Minister added that government may be identifying new contractors to complete the project.
The ministry is in the process of, because we don't want any judgment debts, we don't want any legal issues, we're trying to find out how best we can ask other people or other contractors to come in and also help us finish at least those that are at certain levels of completion.
The Seglemi Housing Project, when completed, is expected to have 1 to 3 bedroom apartments for low-income earners. For Joy Business, Sheila Tamaklo.